news and current affairs. Today's news is entitled, Hamas releases 3 Israeli hostages amid fragile truce. In a major diplomatic and humanitarian breakthrough, Hamas has released 3 Israeli hostages, including Israeli-American Keith Siegel. This development is part of an ongoing ceasefire agreement negotiated between Israel and Hamas, brokered with the assistance of Qatar, Egypt, and the United States. Background of the ceasefire agreement: the temporary truce, which took effect recently, has facilitated the exchange of hostages held by Hamas for Palestinian prisoners detained in Israel. The deal has been described as a significant step towards de-escalating the conflict that has led to thousands of casualties and widespread destruction in the region. Under the terms of the agreement, Hamas has committed to releasing women, children, and elderly hostages in stages, while Israel is reciprocating by releasing Palestinian prisoners, primarily women and minors. Reports indicate that dozens of hostages and prisoners have been exchanged so far, with efforts ongoing to expand the agreement and secure further releases. Released hostages and their families' reactions. Among those freed was Keith Siegel, a 64-year-old dual Israeli-American citizen who had been taken hostage from his home in southern Israel. His wife, Aviva, was also abducted, but reports indicate she remains in captivity. Upon his release, Keith Siegel was taken to an Israeli medical facility for evaluation before reuniting with his family. In an emotional statement, his daughter, Karen Siegel, expressed both relief and anguish. "We are grateful beyond words to have my father back, but my heart aches knowing my mother is still there. We won't stop until every hostage is returned home safely." Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledged the releases but maintained a firm stance. "While we welcome every hostage's return, mission remains to ensure the safe return of all our citizens. Israel will not rest until every single hostage is freed, and Hamas no longer poses a threat to our people." International reactions and efforts for a lasting peace. The hostage release has been met with international relief, but concerns remain about the sustainability of the ceasefire. U.S. President Joe Biden praised the development, stating, "We will continue to work tirelessly with our allies to bring all hostages home and ensure stability in the region. This ceasefire must be extended and humanitarian aid must reach those in need." Meanwhile, Qatari and Egyptian officials, key mediators in the negotiations, are pushing for an extension of the ceasefire and additional hostage releases. Humanitarian impact and calls for a permanent solution. Conflict has resulted in severe humanitarian consequences. Thousands killed and millions displaced in Gaza and Israel. The ceasefire has allowed much-needed humanitarian aid to reach Gaza, where shortages of food, water, and medical supplies have exacerbated the crisis. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres urged both sides to work towards a permanent resolution. This truce is a crucial step, but what is needed is a lasting peace that guarantees security for Israelis and Palestinians alike. The cycle of violence must end. As negotiations continue, families of hostages and war victims remain hopeful but cautious, knowing that the situation could change at any moment. Coming days will be critical in determining whether the ceasefire holds and whether further hostages and prisoners will be freed. I hope you are being updated. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned.